All right, folks, we're back, and luckily, you're not going to be waiting around for long. Impact did advance over Ryung. So we got Impact versus INnoVation ready to go pretty much right now. This is a semifinals match, meaning best of 5 time.
Ooh. Yay. And it's going to be a TPZ, which is awesome.
You know what? If this was, whoa, N3A power, my dude. Oh, let me move that over Zumgrub's face, or away from it. There we go. 5,100 little bitty bits, and I love that he did a Kriasm cheer mode too. He says he hearts the Olimoleague. Thank you kindly for that, sir. I'll talk about the bits and stuff in a moment, but I really want to talk about this because INnoVation and Impact, absolutely fantastic players, and I think if this was PvZ, Impact, I'm just gonna default at this point. I don't care who. Classic, SOS, Trap, doesn't matter. Impact's winning PvZs right now. But his TvZ is still not exactly super perfect, so he's gone up against one of the best Terrans. I think I'm going to be cheering for Impact just because I'm on that hype train. But let's skip the intro for this and get your thoughts, Sombrio. What do you think?
You know, it's funny enough, it might be the same deal. Well, INnoVation's not going to cheese, I don't think. Like, that was a bit of a shock. It was a role reversal of who I thought was going to be the one who pushed the envelope in the TVP, but it still kind of roughly ended up the same. Like, Hero either like does really well and ends the game early, or dies really early, and well, he died really early. But this time, I feel like Impact is going to be the cheeser, all-inner aggressor, and he either does very well against INnoVation, who is shocked and surprised, or he dies a horrible death because INnoVation is too solid. There you go.
I like it. I actually agree with that pretty much fully and entirely. But I'm still going to just blind faith my way for Impact no matter what. Just because he's doing so good. I love him. But his opponent spawning here on the bottom right side in this best of 5 semifinals match. It's going to be the blue Terran, INnoVation.
In the top left, as the orange Zerg, it is Impact.
Now I guess a thing to touch on real quick, guys. We normally give replay packs out for everything to our subscribers. Hell, you got the sickest, like, 11 replays yesterday from the best players in Korea if you're in the subs chat and you checked out the King of the Hill from yesterday. However, I must mention that the Olimoleague is the only thing we do not share replays for because the Patreon has exclusive rights to that. And this tournament is fueled by the Patreon every single week, so if you want to check it out and get access to those replays, you can type Oli Patreon in the chat, or excuse me, exclamation mark Oli Patreon, to get the details and the info. But thanks to all you wonderful people who put this tournament together for us to cast, whether it's Olimoleague organizing it or you guys, the fans, funding it. There's a $500 price tag on today. There's $250 for the winner, $150 for the second place, and $50 for third and fourth.
Nice. Always been a nice prize pool. So, always been very dependable as well. So, a lot of these guys love showing up, and that's why the monthlies are so good. But yeah, that's not his base. That's not his side of the base. I was confused for a second, but that is in fact a Proxy as a third base. This is what Zanster did actually, in his GSL group just a couple of days ago. On this map or on another map? I can't remember, but it's a shocker. Tell you what, you don't really think to see a scout the third base here.
I think there's a lot to be said, but I just love that this kind of falls into your category of calling Impact for being the more cheesy guy.
Yeah. It is 100% that, like, he can play a very good macro game. He's not totally dependent on these, but it's just in the past couple of months, the reason Impact has looked so good is that his aggressive strategies, shall we say, like, you know, PC term or whatever, like, they work out this time. They look cool. They look like they're well done. And they even have a couple of really scrappy games to follow up where he takes it in the macro game. Now, this is going to be an all-in. You know, this is the third base, but it's not really. He's not going to drone from it. This isn't like when you proxy a natural and it contains the Terran for so long that you have these weird macro games, right? Like, now, if this doesn't work, if it's scouted, INnoVation is going to have all of his tech already done. You know, he's going to have the access to a factory, the access to a starport. And getting into a tank, if it does turn to contain, it won't be too big of a process, but he's got to realize what's going on, and that's the real trick to it. The roaches are made somewhere else, so you can't even see them really go across the map if Impact hides them correctly.
That's actually such a good point, too, because most of the time, scouting this leads to dealing with this. Not scouting this? I mean, INnoVation's like, he can't even take his third. What a chicken. I don't see any all-in moving out. What could you possibly be up to? And Impact's like, well, I'm up to this. I'm up to no good.
He might reveal the roaches to the Hellions like in a second here, basically. He's like thinking about it, but he does need to make sure the Hellions don't run by to kill his drones. So he reveals the roaches, but as he reveals the front attack, so it's still a big surprise.
The Liberator's nice for this, but with Queen and a couple Ravagers, I don't know that it's going to be the easy peasy defense. What's really key, though, is that Overlord. It's given the high ground vision that's necessary to keep the assault running. The depot is going to be a nasty supply block. Real nasty.
I guess it could have been worse. INnoVation realized as soon as the attack was on the way that he would need to build more supply depots, so pretty much the quickest reaction possible. Liberator's going to die. Yeah.
That cost him 2 Ravagers, though. Is that worth it? Looks like it might just be. He breaks the depot, but here comes the Cyclones.
Exactly. But the Cyclones are being micro.
Transfuse.
Actually, I don't even know what he's paying attention to.
Impact, he put up the sickest transfuse. Those Queens both live with almost no health. This isn't over yet.
It's getting awfully close though. Like INnoVation does not have a lot of money to move around here, so like you can't get a Banshee, for instance, which would be able to shoot down a Queens and clean this up. And he lost one Cyclone again. It's something I'm not quite sure why. Yes, clean this
Sorry,
up.
I couldn't resist.
Now the opportunity's passed though. 3 Queens, one of them full health against a Banshee.
Transfuse? Oh.
But the Cyclones are here, and they ended up being the right investment. He also managed to. I don't think it's so much INnoVation managed to save his wall as Impact thought he had a kill move, so he didn't focus on tearing down the wall.
He's slow Zerglings, so awkward to look at. But the beauty of them is, if they can soak any of those auto attacks so the roaches don't get hit, then they're doing their job.
Yeah, that's certainly true. Now we are in that weird position where this is turning into a bit of a contain, and Impact has 2 bases to drone up still, so it's not the worst situation for him, being still technically 1 base up. Let's not count the third as a third. But this is where I was talking about INnoVation having the access to the tanks much quicker, much more dependable than the other way you do Roach Ravager, which is off of like 1 or 2 bases.
I had not realized the armory was on the low ground this whole time, and neither did Impact, obviously, but this also means no more Hellbats.
It's a costly investment for sure, but not really the urgent matter at hand right now. INnoVation went for 2 more Cyclones. That's going to secure any attempt Impact would make at pushing, I guess, because that is still a lot of Roaches and Ravagers. He could have tried a follow-up all in. But now INnoVation's got to consider going for a tank, I really feel. The Queen might not be enough. He doesn't know what Impact's doing at all. There could be a pretty quick lair behind this, or a Spore Crawler moving forward, which I'm surprised that Impact hasn't gone for one.
I love the creep spread, too. If this got a little bit deeper and actually blocked the natural, this would be so sick.
He didn't get so close, but... Alright, that's really good then, that INnoVation doesn't have to worry about spinning up creep. The Banshee is also going to be just a counter, because it's going to get Cloak before the Spore Crawlers are done, I think?
Oh yeah, good luck on these Queens going back home. They're not planning to.
Well, the Spore Crawlers are coming down on the fence. There we go. The Spore Crawler in the main, I guess, is going to be... It's not going to actually put down. The natural is going to be fine, but the main doesn't have a Spore Crawler.
Oh, he's got to be careful with this. He's diving in for Corrosive Biles. I see what he's trying to do with this, but... Oh man, if he just pays the wrong second of attention, he could lose so much. Queens, though, Ravagers, none of these units take bonus damage from the Cyclone, so he does have a little bit of extra leeway to do these transfuses, execute some of these attacks. Banshee does start to assault on the other side. This is revealed by the Spore Crawler, most importantly.
The main doesn't have a Spore Crawler. Just go there. INnoVation.
This is just a bluff out of Impact, though, because you would just assume, right? Like, why wouldn't he? But, oh, the Queen with all the transfuse energy, so low, he pulls it back. Oh, the micro from Impact right now.
Oh, so maybe some missed opportunities from INnoVation, but Impact ends up just having too many units. GG.
GG. Impact, my dude, continues up with this sick momentum. And he takes game number 1 off of INnoVation, of all people. Wow.
Okay, all right. Well, that just will put INnoVation more on guard, I suppose. I think Impact probably has a bit of a reputation for being cheesy at this point. If we know that, then I'm guessing the players know that.
Yeah,
but it's always like, which type of cheese?
We really do end up being like self-deprecating, where it is like, well, if we know this, if idiots as dumb as we know this, obviously the players know this.
I was going along the lines of we only cast like a tenth of Impact's played games, but yeah, okay.
Same difference. All right, let me join you for the lobby. Some of you guys might be wondering what this quip thing is on stream, and I want to be very clear that this is a personal sponsorship. It's something I'm running that has no tie to the Olimoleague or Zombie Grub or anything like that. But it's a cool little toothbrush, and if we sell 15 of them before the month is up, we'll get a full-time sponsorship, which would be really cool. So it's a nice little trial run for a product I actually really like. And if you guys are curious about it, you can type ! Quip in chat. But gonna hop into Blackpink. Game number 2. See you guys on the map. If I can find the button to press. A lot of Zergy noises being made as we hop here to game number 2 in the best of 5 semifinals for this Olimoleague monthly finals. In the top right, he's getting down and dirty already. It's Impact.
In the bottom left, is the red terror, and he is INnoVation.
Now it's interesting going for the pool cut like this early. I don't know that I quite fancy this versus Terran, but if he's looking to do anything with roaches again. Impact's had a lot of success with roaches.
Yeah, for sure. It's only the one gas, so I'm not sure if it's going to be the roaches.
No, that's why I'm like kind of
wagging
my
we'll see what
finger.
He pulls off. If it's just for a speedling opener, then he's looking for the command center kill and potential contain, which INnoVation might just fall for. Because like the thing about this is that even if you go for a Marine first, there's enough lings to kill it. If you go for a Reaper, the speed still kicks in fast enough that they get the command center kill, as long as they kill the SCV first. So I feel like you have to scout this with an SCV to actually save your command center.
Zombie Up, how dare you falsify this information in chat and lead people down the wrong path? As Arrow23 asks, what's the meaning of LE in the map name? Now, Zombie Grub said it's Ladder Edition. I guess that could be one rendition of it, but it actually stands for Lame Edition because there's no nukes or lava or anything cool going down on this map. It's a very boring normal.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say that there wasn't any, nukes or lava on Tournament Edition either, TE, but I guess that's not where you're going. Okay.
That's for the, gosh, what words even start with T? I'm having a hard time with this. Thirsty Edition?
Trial Edition? You only get half the map. And you have to pay for it, the rest of it when you're in the game. Oh my
god, the DLC. Blizzard's gone down the EA path. No!
Never mind.
These are going to run past the SCV building command center. That's a consolation prize. If he gets the reactor, not only does it cut out production, but it can't presently be repaired, but... Oh, he's gonna... NG build behind it? We haven't actually seen this before. This is really clever.
It never works perfectly enough.
Oh no, he didn't finish SC? Oh, he still gets the cancel, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you don't get a cancel with this, the Zerg player effed up. That's on them. No repair! Oh, I fucked up! Oh, this actually would have been a hold.
Wait.
Well, they would have died anyways.
INnoVation doesn't make mistakes. Someone forgot to reboot him.
Well, alright, getting another cancel on the command center is pretty harsh. It's 200 minerals down. 7 SCVs dead. More are gonna die here,
He's
probably.
Supply block. Well, not to kill some of the SCVs to help him out, but that depot dying and no command center, look at that supply cap of 23. That's horrible.
Yeah. You consider that was 300 minerals killed and just like structures, right? The supply depot going down let the lings in, but the engineer might have died anyways to do that. But it's also 100 more minerals, 1 SCV off of mine. Like, this is like really small stuff, but that's exactly what Impact's build is supposed to be doing. Like, losing the command center at 70% is the harshest reality to this build, and it sucks. But then you lose all these other things on top of that, and that's painful.
Chat saying INnoVation has a skin. We should ban him anyways. Well, it won't matter because he taps out in game 2. goes the Impact. Ooh.
Ugh.
Ooh. That's a spicy meme right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's going to already put INnoVation on match point. Well, we're going to go to a quick commercial break here, guys, as we typically do every 2 games. And when we get back, we'll see if Impact locks us down with a 3-0. That would be quite the upset. I expected Impact to do well, but I was thinking like 3-1 at least. If he goes for the 3-0, he's a real badass. But we'll see you guys here in a few seconds. Thanks for watching. All right, folks. Skipping the chitter-chatter as we hop right into game number 3. It's already almost over. He's got 2 points on the board. It's match point. We'll see if he can close it out. It's the Orange Zerg Impact.
In the top left has the red Terran. He is INnoVation.
I'm really excited to see how this goes. If Impact loses this, it means we get more Impact games, so I'm not going to complain. But he also, if he wins it and get 3-0 somebody like INnoVation, this solidifies Impact as like being the best Zerg in Korea right now to me. Like, I don't care how far Dark or Sue or any of these big names do or don't get in other tournaments. Impact has been killing it here on everything we've been casting for BaseTradeTV. Not like 1 or 2 things, but he has been involved with the People Images. He has been involved with the BTSL, with the Olimoleague. There's no tournament we've cast that he hasn't been in and won something in.
He's been doing very well. I don't know if I can agree that we can call him the best player. I feel like we were like, well, I guess it was more like the Ballistics Brawl, but like Rogue at one point was playing on like tournaments and winning them, and then very closely after that, he won his like GSL groups and it was doing well in other tournaments. That was kind of cool. Impact still has to do that for me to be on the hype train. He's winning all online cups, and his group in GSL is coming up soon, like May 9th apparently. Yeah. May 9th, so tomorrow. Oh, look at that. 21 hours and 38 minutes. There we go. And if he does that, well, then I'm on board.
He's going to kill it. I believe it. There's no way he doesn't.
Okay. All right. We'll see. We'll see.
Hey, BTTV at the front page. Hell yeah, guys. Thank you for noticing.
I don't think he wants the SCV scout. He saw with the Overlord. But it doesn't matter. He doesn't do anything cheesy.
I'm hoping Crank does like the translation thing.
Yeah, I hope so too. I don't know what he said, but the timing was as the SCP was scouted.
Well, whether that has any sort of, no pun intended, impact on the game or not remains to really be seen.
Yeah. Well, the scout, so INnoVation did basically everything you can do to defend against any early game Zerg. Like, he got a Reaper with an SCV scout and even a Marine behind that. So in the off chance that both the SCV and the Reaper missed lings running around the map, he still would have a Marine to fall back on to buy time and finish the command center. It's like, I'm finishing this. And now he has a Marine to deny Overlord scouting. But Impact is actually a guy that goes for Overlord speed quite a lot in this matchup, so that might not do exactly what he wants.
I do love that this falls right into that category. He did cheese game 1, cheese game 2, and the cheesiest thing a cheeser can do is play a macro game, right? Quotes the great Hartosis. And if he does actually play this out, this is a map that INnoVation picked. You know, he's losing, he gets to pick the maps. But I don't necessarily think this is one that's going to be like a, oh my god, Terran favored map. We've actually seen Zerg do incredibly well here, especially considering they've got a gold base to take advantage of.
Lair? Is he in the glare? Okay, now he turns. Right. I mean, this could be a decent map to just macro on, but there's the last potential all-in that Impact can do is going to be a Nidus Rim. And if he doesn't do that, then that's when I really believe in the macro game. Yeah, there's like a roach timings against Bio or Mech, but yeah, the true hardcore cheese, that's where I feel like they draw the line, and anything else is whatever, basically. And INnoVation, I'm sure, is well aware of that too. Like, he's trying to get as much scouting done as possible, but sometimes you can't just force the scout on a Nidus Worm. It's hard to do. The chokes are still here, and you don't really want to use a scan as a Terran player.
That's where the Raven will be pretty darn nice. Not just for creep and detection, but also its utility through spells. More on that in a second. Drop coming to the main. It will be seen. Impact sees it plain as day, but doesn't really have anything to stop this. Oh, no. That's actually a pretty nice surround, but then he just picks up. Nice micro by the medevac. Counterplay's good. 12 drones die for this.
13.
Plus a Zergling. Not bad.
Yeah.
If INnoVation gets the medevac out of there, forget the Hellion, but if he gets the medevac out of there, this is like the actually greatest attack he could have hoped for here.
Yeah. Impact was just depending on his... So his third base didn't have any drones on it, so if the Hellions showed themselves there, then he would just be able to fill the choke in Violet Square and not have to worry about drone losses. Wasn't expecting the medevac in the main.
Oh, guys. Okay, a couple things non-game related I want to talk about. First off, I see people getting uppity in chat, balance whining, and our moderators ask you to stop it. I will, however, let you circumvent the power of the moderators. If you cheer bits, I'll let you balance whine as much as you want, okay? I'm a sellout. Secondly, N3A Power says he just bought a quip. So, if the stream doesn't go on super duper duper long today, we'll do one viewer free-for-all battle. Thanks to N3A Power. I won't tie you to that. Don't worry, Zombie Girl.
Thank you. I was also owing because of the like he tried to go in a position where the Marines all couldn't reach, and apparently there's not one on that little spot.
Yeah, there's no actual high ground blip spots here, are there? Just, I guess maybe over here on the left.
Yeah. And the entire right side of the main. Just an unfortunate
Well,
position.
I don't know if that counts. That's not the same.
Impact, by the way, I wonder if this Roach Warren was to just instill panic and innovation. The Hellion or the Reaper runs forward, sees Roach Warren and goes, oh shit, Nidus Worm. Because he didn't use it at all. He didn't use it to build 4 Roaches in case Hellions were a problem, obviously. That's why he lost so many drones. And then he just didn't use it at all. He just went into a Bailey Nest and Hydra was dead. So, innovation's onto his tricks, man. Now Impact's if he can look too fancy. Although, funny enough in this case, the lack of scouting is not onto his tricks.
Oh!
Anyways.
Anti-armor missile scumbag of these lings. A lot of these banings left with barely 1 health remaining. Tries to roll in, but oh man, he gets a good connect somehow nonetheless. Well played by Impact.
You know what's really weird? I don't know if INnoVation experienced this, but I honestly could not tell which were Lynx and which were Banelings. When they're all orange and they're all clumped up on creep.
I actually couldn't tell which was anti-armored, frankly.
That too, because he's orange.
Oh my god.
No, that was
player
just
color confirmed Imba?
It was, I thought there was one Baneling rolling to the north. And maybe INnoVation did too. That's because he didn't bother focus firing. And there was like 4 Banelings he could have.
Yeah, it even looks like there's a drone in the mix. Wait, there is.
It's just so confusing.
By the way, about the anti-armor missile, for those who are not so up-to-date with things, it does exactly enough damage to one-shot a single Baneling, but it won't do like the splash damage. You need 2 to kill like clusters of units. So it's always nice to do because it does take the armor and the health down to like almost nothing, but you still do need a second shot if you want to make it like rogue levels of embarrassing like we saw yesterday. And if you missed that clip, oh boy. Rogue took the worst engagement. Was it Gumiho I've ever seen? Like, it was just so bad.
I feel like the Zerg players of the world should download that clip and then play it whenever they really fuck up on ladder. And they're like,
it's like
it's okay. It's okay. Rogue does it too. Don't cry.
Does anyone have a clip of that from yesterday? Please spam that in chat if you do. I want to see that shit again. It was so gross. It was so gritty.
Hey, this game, despite INnoVation's amazing opener, which I really thought was going to lead into a better 3 base push. I was thinking 2 tanks, but 3 base push. It's actually gone into 4 bases, going into 5. INnoVation's not doing a main push, and Impact is allowed to get up to Broodlords, it looks like. So I feel like that beginning Hellion drop just didn't even play a part in this game.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring that up, because that is actually something I had already forgotten about just looking at the current stats of what's on the field. Like, he still got up to like 90 drones. He still got him 4 bases. You wouldn't even think twice about it.
Yeah. Yeah, you see this game, and the only suspicious thing, if it was really a macro game, then why doesn't Impact have a bunch of creep spread? That's the only thing that he's missing.
Yeah, but Impact's not really like a big creep spread guy, you know? Plus, INnoVation's doing a really good job cleaning this up with Raven early on, scans now. But
yeah.
These Liberators just picked up like another 10 drones and denied a significant amount of mining time.
Which is all cool, you know, that's good. There's no denying that, but is it actually important if INnoVation doesn't have a follow-up push? Impact is getting away with building more drones, getting tons of upgrades, and going up to Greater Spire with Vipers. All of these things will you know, make up for the 20 army supply deficit it's currently at if INnoVation were to push.
Sorry, giggling. I'll explain why in a second. This attack's looking pretty nice to get some drone kills, but I don't think there's staying power with this, so trade out for a little bit, pick up, and get out of there. Marcos links the clip we're referring to. If you guys want to see Rogue make the worst mistake a Zerg player's ever made, go watch that clip. It's like 5,000 resources, I think Harsum said, in 2 seconds. But more importantly, I noticed who clipped and titled that clip. You Thermal, calling it the best Zerg in the world.
Pretty on point.
It's like the most petty thing another Protean player could do is like clip an amazing Korean fucking up.
You know what I really wish though is that somehow we could have clipped Roddy's face when it happened, because I don't know if you were watching his face.
You and Roddy actually had the Harsum was just like whatever, like so stoic, and you guys were like, oh.
It's like, I don't know what my face was like. I think I was shocked, but Roddy looked just like upset, you know, like he was gonna cry.
I think it was because he had sarcastically made that comment before.
I know.
I don't know, Zombie Grub. Dude, when you hit him with the I don't know, Kev, chat couldn't hear me, but I was losing it on the mic. Like, I was laughing my ass off when she I don't know, Kev'd him. But anyways, backup point for this. Impact's actually have too many drones, I want to say. 97 workers? Hello? Who do you think you are right now?
Yeah. I think he... So what really got to give kudos to a Zerg player, because Zerg players do have sometimes a tough time determining how the Terran player is going to play. Most people expect Terran players to be like 3 base aggression into barely getting a 4th base into maybe a super macro game. But Impact, it seems like he instantly realized that INnoVation was playing this super macro game, only drop base, because he did do all this greedy stuff despite losing all these drones. So that's why he's still in an okay position right now. And he did make over almost 100 drones and is fine, because INnoVation's still not really truly pushing. He's like, Impact, you come to me, and Impact's like, no, you come to me.
You know what's really cool though, and I'm really excited for this. I haven't actually seen INnoVation with this many ghosts at all that I can think of in recent memory. A lot of the times his games either end up with him doing these really cool pushes with tanks that kill his opponent, or he dies. I haven't seen INnoVation play the ghost game at this level, and that's a lot of freaking ghosts. 12 of them to be precise.
I really hope that Impact realizes, you know, with how dirtily INnoVation's been, he should have a lot of ghosts. He does have Patching Gland and Fungals.
He's abducting ghosts? What? It kind of works.
Yeah, what?
Have you ever seen someone abduct a ghost before? I haven't.
I mean, I feel like there's a reason we haven't. But
there's that too, yes, of course.
The tanks are actually doing a great job focus farming the infestors who try to get fungals. Like 3 infestors died right before fungal.
Oh, he's not repairing the. Oh, he's not repairing the planet. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. I was about to dive into this. He has purposely been microing them away from accidentally friendly firing each other and the ghosts through the broodlings, allowing the liberators clean up the broodlings. INnoVation's control is like 40 chest levels of deep on this. This has been so sick to watch.
Yeah. Impact though, like it looks like INnoVation's holding like a brick wall here, but
no, he's losing so much more.
Yeah, Impact's really not losing a whole lot. Like the broodlords actually haven't been targeted. The ghosts are running out of energy to even do snipe. The ravens are a little bit late to the party.
I don't even know if there's enough anti-armor missiles to kill the broodlord straight up. He still needs snipes. He still needs the ghost. The fungals keep him from sniping. Of course, that damage ticks away, but with so much out the auto turrets. Oh, this is actually brilliant. This is so much better than anti-armor missiles.
They take care of broodlings really fast, and if they can target fire the broodlords, they kill them super fast too. I learned that in a mono battle recently, so not too shabby right there from INnoVation.
Don't let anyone tell you mono battles don't make you a better StarCraft player, guys.
You know, I was like so sad. I was like, I just have auto turrets against broodlords. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do? they were actually really good. They work. Usually not the. It's definitely a last ditch effort type of thing, but in that case, it worked out really well. It managed to save enough ghosts to come out ahead in that battle. And Impact had not really accrued that big of a bank before he moved in like that. So, pretty even game.
I really wish we could access replays like on the fly. And I want to slow-mo see how INnoVation was clicking on like 10 things at once. Like, we know what happened because we could see it happen, but I want to see just like I'm not watching to see the circles of what he's clicking on. Man, seriously, INnoVation's micro is beyond insane for that fight.
It was pretty perfect. The really like hard thing about that is maybe not the micro necessarily, but the advanced positioning you have to do. Like you have to realize the ghosts can't go too far forward or they are going to get fungled, your tanks can't protect them,
Well,
so on and so forth.
You combo that with the fact that think of every other Terran you've watched take those engagements, right? Gumiho, TY, otherwise, they all just unsiege the tank. That's it. Like they're not going to bother trying to deal with that micro because they'd rather focus on the ghost or something.
That's true. INnoVation is actually pushing an impact, despite being on so many drones. Didn't really necessarily have like the highest base count, and he also didn't have a lot of creep spread, which has been consistent in this game, and in large part due to INnoVation's early to mid game pressure. But
oh my god,
the last couple of minutes has just been that the impact's been so focused on other things.
Zamriel, look at the resources lost. I hadn't even caught this till just now.
Yeah. I know I accidentally said that it was an even game, but I was like, wait, no, INnoVation's definitely ahead.
Yeah, beauty being in the snipes, power that they be. There's a counterattack, and these Zerglings are going to annihilate SCVs, but I don't think that matters if he wins the game on Impact's side of the field. This is not looking good. Brewlords are just getting sniped. There's more red lines than if this was a Widow minefield. All the Brewlords are gone. What happened? They just got deleted.
Yeah.
Damn it, Blaine!
It's so sick, though. He almost got enough fungals to stop that from happening. GG.
I'm so happy INnoVation wins, because it means we get to see Impact and INnoVation another game in, but that was, oh, so good. That was, for both players, very impressive. I enjoyed that very thoroughly.
Impact's gonna cheese the next game. He's gonna be like, F this macro shit.
He's like, I can't believe I tried to play a normal game. What McGovern I've been. Also, we did miss this early, and I'm so sorry. I don't know why the alert didn't come across, but Hearthstone threw us a real big fat host. So, can I get a 07 in chat if you guys are still here from Hearthstone stream? Big thank you to the captain himself. He was casting with Zombie Grub in Rotterdam just yesterday. Really fun guy, great personality, great streamer. Twitch.tv/Hearthstone. Be sure to give him a follow if you guys aren't already following the channel. But that being said, we're not going to break, and we're not going to be doing much as we just get here into the next game. Map number 4 out of 5. Well, I should say 4 out of a potential 5.
Yeah. Maybe 5. East Watcher. I think the last one's gonna be backwater then.
Yeah, because we have a couple of good maps removed from the map pool. I'm really not looking forward to next season, man. I have some things to say, I guess, but we'll save it for after this. Let's get into Eastwatch. All right, he's got a point on the board, and he's not going down without a fight. In this best of 5, to the lower left side, we have the red Terran, INnoVation.
In the top right, as the blue Zerg, he is Impact.
People talking about some earthquake that happened, I guess, in chat?
In Hawaii?
I don't even know, man. I always get so scared of that stuff. Because everyone talks about how like we're way overdue for a massive natural disaster, and that scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, especially like you, like left coast, west coast.
Excuse me? What?
Yeah, the west coast, like California is, and like that whole like fault line running up, I think, to Vancouver, or fairly close, anyways.
Well, shit, I didn't know that.
Oh, I thought that's why you were especially scared. But I think Hawaii recently had earthquakes and a volcano. It popped.
Oh, I saw that though, because there's been like lava flows and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
On the news.
And there's like they were prepared for a tsunami warning, but I don't think one ever came. I don't remember. Tsunamis terrify me more than earthquakes, because earthquakes, there was like a Reddit thread that was like, people of Hawaii, what, happened basically. And they're like, oh, some stuff moved. Like it was kind of scary to see like a whole house shake, but nothing like really happened. And so earthquakes don't really scare me so much unless it's like a, stupidly big earthquake, I guess. But tsunamis scare me. Tsunamis definitely scare me. Never want to be at that position. I go to an island like the Ocean City, and I'm just constantly scared of tidal waves. I'm just I'm gonna die. That's how it's gonna happen. I don't know why.
Not like this.
I don't know why I'm so scared of tidal waves though. Like, there's
Is
like
it drowning that maybe you're scared of?
no, it's because I kind of know, I guess, but it doesn't make it's like this stupid like psychological like this can't possibly be the real reason, but maybe it is. I constantly have nightmares against tidal waves about tidal waves and against tidal waves, and people say it's because you get a fear of being overwhelmed. So whatever that means.
It's just like you gotta go see a therapist about this, man.
Yeah, apparently.
Like,
maybe I almost drowned when I was younger, though. Maybe that is actually what explains it, and I blacked it out from memory.
or maybe you actually escaped from Atlanta as a child and you're scared of going back.
Oh my
Your
God.
mom is so nice to you because she's so afraid of losing you, not because you grew up and walk away, but because you returned to the ocean.
Oh.
And you love cats so much because there's no cats underwater. Oh my God, it's all making sense. Look, guys, I'm not saying Zombie Grub's a mermaid, but
Rifkin, what about catfish?
they look nothing like cats. I will not play into this wordplay.
They got whiskers.
They are so ugly.
Okay, that bought us enough time to talk about legitimate things.
I've never seen Zombie Grub and a mermaid in the same room at the same time, guys. I'm just saying.
It's just the improper use of that phrase.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. By the way, thank you, Monty, for the 100 bits. Someone wine for me. Uh-oh. Someone has to balance wine for Monty, and he bought one balance wine for chat with 100 bits. See if you can dodge the wrath of a mod. Good luck, have fun.
Did you ever... go ahead.
I was gonna say cheeky spot with the Overlord, but I like the Overlord's speed out of impact.
Yeah. I mentioned that he gets this sometimes, so... Finally gets it. I was gonna ask if you ever watched Sliders.
Yes?
There was one where they went to a universe where California was literally like detaching from the continent.
Oh, okay. Well, let's be clear. Did I ever watch Sliders? Yes. Do I remember much about Sliders? No, just that Gimli was in it.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I recently watched it like a couple years back, and that's the only reason I remember.
I have a lot of memories of them fucking up several worlds and then leaving. That's about it.
Well, a lot of Sliders is, oh shit, let's get out of here before we die too. You know,
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
yeah.
Well, here comes this Hellions. INnoVation got some really great damage with them before, which didn't seem to be that impactful, no pun intended, on the game. Let's see if these get any better, but with Speedling's already done and 4 queens, yeah, this doesn't look like it's going to get anything done.
I guess we haven't seen INnoVation go for mech at all this entire best of, but that's also because he got cheesed out 2 games before we could even see if that was his intention. This Bio again here, going for a standard macro build. Hellions was still alive, so never underestimate. Oh, one dies.
I do like that the queen was focusing on the medevac, so that's why she had to pull back. No easy escape for these Hellions. Looking for a couple more kills. This really wasn't that great for INnoVation. Not getting the trades this time around, of course. Oh, looking for some makeup damage here to the south. Nice positioning.
Yeah.
Not good enough, though.
Alright, Ling's cover. And that's it for the Hellions. They're going to be able to turn into Hellbats and help a future push. But INnoVation, I don't know how he plans on tackling this map, but it was a bit of a surprise how he chose to tackle last map. Just to play into drops and harassment more than direct push. Eastwatch has a couple of really cool tank spots that I feel like it would be maybe a lost opportunity if you played in a similar way. Yeah. Ew. Apollo's drooled on me. He's so cute though.
Oh, you got Apollo?
I do. He's all drooling.
Your cat is so cute.
Yeah.
Of course, make sure you appreciate him. You'll miss him when you go back to the ocean one day.
I'm gonna make a cat suit. A little, like, you know, bubble.
Like the little snorkel and everything.
Yeah.
Where's Borsty? Borsty could gift that too. Be perfect. Didn't quite knock down the rock tower fully, by the way. A bit awkward, so the Lynx actually get in, but they're not going to get much damage done. So this kind of works out for INnoVation. I was a little worried he'd walk away and those mules and SCVs would get picked off, but now he picks up to go for a drop. This Ling will accidentally scout it, maybe? Nope. Just barely pathed out of the way. Oh, yeah, there we go. Now he sees it. 2 medevacs, north side of the map. I like this out of Impact, actually. These are really weirdly long patrol paths, but it increases the chance you'll see a drop coming from further away.
Yeah, that's really quite smart. They're basically the most obvious paths that a Terran would take, because, well, you wouldn't expect a Ling to be there, so you do kind of just go, you know, beeline to the main or to the third. But despite knowing about it, maybe he thought it was going to go somewhere else, maybe just to the front. Didn't expect from the main.
Auto turrets are pretty nice down here to the south. Not gonna be crazy, and you will clean this up. This is like a small disruption to impact more than devastating damage. In fact, the auto turrets I think picked up more damage than double drops.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. But the drops, big distraction. Oh god. Okay, the medevacs just almost flew into 5 queens.
Don't scare Rifkin. Vancouver Island is due for a big tsunami. Google the Cascadia subduction zone. But here's the thing, guys. I am not a super attractive person. And on Vancouver Island are where all the super attractive people are. If a big tsunami hits Vancouver Island, I just, by law of averages, go up. I'm okay with that.
I feel like you're close enough, even though I have no idea where that is, that you would still be impacted negatively somehow. I'm just guessing, though.
This is, of course, a little annoying. He's not having an easy time cleaning it up, but that's a lot because he's moving across the map. It's a hell of a lot of Ravagers, but Impact, you're not going to find an easy path in. There's tanks, there's bunkers, he's got to break through all this, but the numbers are not looking bad for our Zerg. He's even got high ground vision thanks to the Overseer, but he's not targeting the tanks. He's busy using corrosive piles on a lot of the Marines. He's going to tap out, and oh, we go into game 5.
Impact, by the way, that 1-1 roach push can work out really well sometimes. But INnoVation was on guard. He really is onto his tricks.
I like this though. Ace match means nobody is like dominating the other. We get some nice back and forth, and we're gonna go to a quick commercial break. We'll see you guys in 2 minutes with the final game in this series. All right, folks. We do not have an intro for this map because I'm a garbage person. But luckily, I don't got to worry about that because now I got to worry about making all these new map intros for the new season. But we'll tackle that beast when it comes time. For now, spawn here on the top left side of Backwater. It's the final game. Ace matched it up. Ace match in the chat if you got it before I get rid of that emote. We got the orange Zerg Impact.
Into the bottom right. He's cheesing. He's doing it. Ah, it's the red Terran INnoVation.
This is a clever map to do it on, though. Because there is like that innate, oh, it's a 3-base map, so INnoVation's probably going to play macro aspect to it, which clearly is not happening here.
Clearly not. Oh, what? So a lot of the times, Terrans put their 2 racks to the north, and I would say that is the most obvious spot to put 2 racks, so most Overlords are sent over there. But funnily enough, INnoVation puts them in the most direct path if you just send your first Overlord to the left side of the Terran's base.
He sees it.
He sees it. Common spots. I feel like this is the second time where I've been disappointed with how not clever the Terran puts their T-Rex. As someone who recently landed a cheese, I was like looking for the great strats, and I don't know if this is going to be great, but it might not be so bad. As Impact thinks he can stop it, I don't know if that's actually true. One pack's already going to finish. Just how far away this was and how late it did get scouted.
Oh, he's not even build canceling with that SCV either.
Huh. Well, okay, if he has 1 barracks, then that's still pretty good for pulling the drones. Yeah, okay.
SCV goes off to the side. Marine gets rallied back. I actually like this a lot. This draws the drones away, allowing that SCV to possibly come back in, but Impact quickly realizes that bait and doesn't take it. That SCV so very desperately wants to finish the barracks, but unless he gets some sick RNG, and he does! He does!
Oh, the sickest RNG, are you kidding me?
INnoVation's so lucky.
He really is. Now, this still ultimately wasn't like it wasn't like a 12 drones pulled, right? So I think it's still worth the drone pool and the drone deaths, because it did delay this so much. INnoVation is following up, as he always planned on doing, most likely, but I feel like Impact still gets the better trade. If he, no, maybe not if he saves drones.
It really sucks having lost the SCVs, because there's no bunkers at all that are going to be going down. Not that it matters now. I think This is already looking a little bit rough around the edges, to say the least. As that Marine retreats back, he can maybe target fire one of the Zerglings. It doesn't help much.
Okay, although, like, it's still, when it comes down to a situation like this, 2 drone kills is significant. So getting 2 more drones that had gone a little too far forward, like that,
This is really cute, by the way, because normally we see one of these 2 barracks as they split just goes scout. Instead, he's going to block a 3rd with it. Not a bad choice, to be honest.
No, it's definitely not a bad choice. Of course, the other one goes home. We'll see what INnoVation's plan is to really follow this up. He did not grab a reactor. It looks like he was confident enough that Impact would drone behind this that he built a tech lab for his starport. If there was a Ling Baneling follow-up, INnoVation probably just dies right here, but luckily for him, Impact didn't even have gas, so. Or, it's not even really luck, it's just a good guess, I suppose is a better way to put it.
Well, Banshee's going to be coming across the map as quick as possible. I do like that he put the CC on the high ground. Not taking any risks. And, oh, there's that block. Wrecked.
It's pretty awkward to take this base against Terran, I think.
I don't think it's preferable, but at the same time, it's not, like, devastating that he has to take this base.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it, you're right.
Oh, is he going to pull on mech?
Yeah.
Oh, ooh,
Or this is the ultimate mind game where he just slaps down 5 barracks at once and just like, it's like, I don't need fast sim.
Who's he mind gaming? The casters at that point? This is Impact's going to see this and be like, oh yeah, I should have the second barracks. Well,
no,
actually,
if he sees 2 barracks that are out in the middle of the map that aren't being used to build tech labs, you absolutely assume it's mech.
No, you're right. I didn't realize you had the watchtower because I thought the other Zergling didn't see this, so it's not going to. But yeah, watchtower, I believe. You know what? No, it didn't.
Well, he's still gonna see it when it goes over the creep. I mean.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the mind game. Oh, I think he's going mech, not screwing over his stim timing. Like,
it's the plan, man.
So
just you wait.
Ooh, Zombie! I didn't realize we were gonna have a huge dedication to Banshees. I saw the second starport and thought maybe Ravens, but Hyperflight Rotors comes paired up with this.
I honestly didn't even think about the double starport. I was too focused on the mind games. But this is cool. INnoVation was the innovator of this style. Not usually off the back of a 2-racks, but yeah, Mass Banshee.
Yeah, so speed Banshees are quite the funny thing to watch. They sometimes look broken as fuck, and sometimes like, why do these even exist? Like, they're so bad, but just so you guys are aware, one of the biggest advantages that speed gives them is the ability to outrun the Overseers. You still are going to have static defense through Spore Crawlers and Queens to be able to hit them, if they can see them.
That's Overseers with speed, by the way, that they can outrun, just to be super clear. They're pretty fast. I hope we get to the visual kick as soon as it kicks in, because it's such a bad, drastic difference.
Yeah, it's like, they just get jet engines. I'm like,
why did... They start like spurting off like clouds of smoke or whatever.
What bothers me though is like the exhaust pipe is not an exhaust pipe, it's like a gun. It's where they shoot the missiles out of. So how do they fit an engine in there?
They're not fitting an engine so much as they are coloring the wheels blue, obviously.
The wheels? What?
Look, or not the wheels, the fans.
But that doesn't even change. The jets come out of the back of the missile launchers.
No, I'm saying because of the upgrade, like the actual icon. The joke about the icon, it turns it blue, and it's like, doesn't actually, what does that even mean, Blizzard?
I thought you were talking about some weird, like, because they've updated all the graphics, right? Like, now there's a new visual indicator, like Banshee said blue fucking propellers for some reason.
They have blue flame, they have blue fan. I wish I really want to call it that now.
This is so many Banshees, though. Like, this is actually comical to look at.
You see that the speed kick is just, they're really...
One of them doesn't have it. Why does one not have jets? Yo, ducks fly together. He comes in flying beast. He's just gonna focus down the Spore Crawler. Banshees have so much damage. They can even take out the Queens to a degree, but transfuses are on point. Impact, he trades out for one of the Banshees so far.
You know, he didn't know this was going to be the strategy, but he kind of countered it with so many Queens. Now, without transfuses, it gets always a little bit scarier. You know, there's still more Banshees on the way, but that's a lot of Queens.
Oh, the Hydrogen gets killed, not canceled, by the way.
Okay.
Other side of the map, though, this Banshees might need to start running home. There's a lot of roaches coming into his natural base, and he's not ready for this. No tanks, no nothing. The Banshees are everything for INnoVation.
That's pretty bad that you get so many Banshees and you miss the roaches coming across the map. It totally happens. I'm not saying that he's a dum-dum, but it's just, it's really unfortunate. Oh, INnoVation's gonna lose this game, isn't he?
Well, he's taking 18 workers of losses. It's certainly not looking good.
No, it does not. I mean, he is playing mech, so let's just envision a world where he turtles so hard and, you know, actually recovers. But Impact is already on his way to Vipers, and the true threat is still the Banshees. And once you get a significant number of Hydras, or even Parasitic Bomb, plus an okay amount of Hydras, they're not that much of a threat anymore. Not like tanks, which you get after those, and they seem like they could always hold.
This is bad. Some of these Banshees are so freaking low. He has to go now. I think he knows that too after cleaning it up. He's just lost so much. Actually, this is 8 Banshees. I mean, it is a tremendous amount of damage. They could even focus on like the hatchery. In fact, the Vipers are presenting that opportunity for sure, but ducks out of there pretty quick. I think he realizes the Parasitic Bomb's gonna get like a quad kill on these Banshees.
Goodbye upgrades.
Actually, is it Banshees can actually survive a Parasitic Bomb, right? We'll find out some other time. GG's get caught. Impact will take this series, stealing it away with a 3-2 from INnoVation's very cheesy build. But let's be real, the Banshees, as fun as they were to see, were not. It was like the barracks getting shut down. It was never really that efficient. Like INnoVation's opener backfired hardcore.
Yeah, T-Rax backfired and the 2-port Banshee backfired. I don't know if he usually follows up the T-Rax with the 2-port Banshee, but like Impact had surprisingly good defense against it.
Oh, this is actually great for us, by the way, because had INnoVation won, it would be TVT and TVT. But now we go to the other semifinals, which is the TVT, and the winner will play Impact. So TVZ Grand Finals guaranteed.
Nice.
That being said, guys, we're going to hop off to some commercials again real quick. They won't be too long. When we get back, we'll get this other semifinals match rolling. Thanks for watching.